What's going on, friends and family? Welcome back once again to my channel and to my newsletter for the month of July 2025. We are currently in August, and I wanted to make sure I got this out to you as soon as I humanly could. So today's the day. Thank you for checking in. If you've seen one of these before, and if you are here for the first time, I often do a monthly market update for the city of Temecula and the surrounding cities. We're talking Murrieta, Menifee, Wildomar, Lake Elsinore, as well as Fallbrook and all of those surrounding areas. And if you're looking for a realtor in the area, I would love an opportunity to work with you personally. Feel free to reach out to me. All of my contact information is going to be in the description, as well as you can check out my website, tomajohnsonrealtor.com. Today, I wanted to actually compare July's numbers to June's numbers to give you a sense of what's going on. Now, personally, just being out in the field, I feel like it's still a bit of a buyer's market, or it's leaning there, and the data is just kind of slowly following behind. And then, when I'm looking at properties, as you may or may not know, you see me do listing video walkthroughs of homes, and there are a lot of homes that are sitting on the market for a longer period of time, which means this is a great opportunity for buyers, where sometimes you worry about things like the mortgage rate, what's going to be. Well, you can make an offer on a property, and you can ask that the seller credit you out of the sale price of the property, credit you cost for your closing costs, credit you funds for the closing costs. You can use those credits to cover maybe a buy down of the rate that you're paying. So instead of paying 6.4, you could pay 5.4 or 5, depending on what it's going to cost. Every lender is different. The points they cost, whatnot. If you have questions about how that works, you're better off speaking to a lender. But there is a way to buy down your mortgage rate. As a matter of fact, it is a tool that new home builders use all the time. And it's a great way for you to get the house that you're looking for if you're really trying to get that monthly payment down to a certain price. Or if you're trying not to pay as much out of pocket, it's a great way to do it. I currently have a client in escrow right now. They are VA buyers. VA buyers are able to purchase homes 100% with no down payment. However, there are still closing costs involved, and those costs also include the loan cost, as well as taxes and insurance, appraisals, home inspections, etc. So it's a way, asking for credits is a way to help soften the blow, to where maybe you don't come out with as much out of pocket, or maybe you use those funds to buy down your interest rate to keep your payment down. Either way, I feel like personally it's more of a balanced market if it's not a buyer's market. And even though the data is showing a little bit different, even though technically they say it's still a seller's market, it's definitely not trending in that direction. It's definitely trending the other way. So let's take a look at the numbers. So here we are for Temecula, California, July 2025. We are currently in August, and as you can see here, 4.57 months of inventory, 99.1% sold to list price, 29 days on market, and the average or the median sold price $745,000. Now, if we take a look at June's numbers, 4.55 months of inventory, so it's going up. 99% sold to list price, so about the same. It was 24 days on market in June, and now it's 29 days in July. So things are definitely changing. And then look at this: 745,000 is the median sold price in July. For June, it was 750. So $5,000 change there. So that tells me that the numbers are trending in the opposite direction. So if you were looking for prices to come down, they may not come down as sharply as you want them to come down. And also, if you're looking at a house, say you have a certain budget, and you notice that a house stays on the market longer, say 100 days, 60 days, you can always go in, obviously assuming that you're pre-approved and you're ready to make a purchase, you can always go in and offer a lower price and see what the seller says. Now, there's a drastic change to that too. So some people will try to offer $50,000, $100,000 off of the list price, and to that I say, forget it. You're never gonna get accepted doing that. They call that lowballing, and most clients are not desperate. Maybe if the property is distressed, you might get lucky to be able to do that. But when the property's on the open market, it's 99% unlikely that they'll accept a lowball offer. So I understand if you are historically cheap and that's something that you like to do, you're more than welcome to do that. But you're going to be hard pressed to find an agent that wants to work with you. I certainly don't want to work with people who like the lowball sellers. And I'm speaking from experience. Median property values, estimated property values, 782,000. As you can see, it's still pretty much up there. No major change. Over the last 12 months, it's gone up 2.9%. New listings on the market is 227 new listings on the market. Median list price is 789,000, so that's trending up. Active listings, 479 total active listings, so it's loading up. Active listings are loading up. New pending listings, 123, and total pending listings, 132. And here's the data right here. Now, as real estate agents, we always go to this data because this is what people are buying houses for. This is what sellers should pay attention to, and this is what buyers should pay attention to. But sellers specifically should definitely keep this in mind when you're trying to figure out what the value of your house is. It's what homes are selling for. This is the data that appraisals are based on. They're not based on estimated value. They're not based on what somebody thinks the price is. They're based on actual sold data. And 745,000 again is the median price. And 29 days on the market, so it's going up. If you look at that curve, 4.57 months of supply, and it's trending upwards. Now, the interesting thing about this is that we are now in August, and this is July's data. And July is typically the middle of summer. It's the peak of summer. And this means that homes are not getting bloated. They're not bloated too much anymore. It means that the prices are settling down. I think this is that great middle of the road where if the interest rates do come down, more buyers will come on the market and you will get more competition because they're all waiting. We're all waiting for interest rates to come down so we can make offers on properties and buy a property that we want because the prices are so high. But I would say this: you're better off jumping into the market now at a higher interest rate, and when and if the interest rates come down, you can always refinance, but at least you get the house that you're looking for. If the interest rates come down, I can pretty much guarantee you that the prices are going to go up. So either way, you're taking a chance, but the specific price of the house is what you're aiming for, and the amount of monthly payment that you're paying is what you're aiming for. The interest rate is something that we really have no control over, right? So just consider that the rates are what they are, and if they come down, then you can refinance and get your monthly payment down. If they go up, then you're already paying the lowest amount, right? And there's a lot of room now for negotiation on these properties. So if you see a property that's priced pretty high, maybe you can come in and offer a lower price. Not a low ball, but definitely a lower price. So if you have any questions in regards to the market, I am not a pushy salesman type of person at all. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you'd like to ask. So ask away. I want to leave you with a cool tool at the end of this, and this is called mortgagecalculator.org. I use this free tool on the internet all the time, and I use it to calculate interest rates. So if the median price of a home in Temecula is $745,000 and you make a 5% down payment at a average interest rate of 6.48, and the only reason I'm using that is because the average interest rates right now are kind of right here. I like this page too because it does display what the average interest rates are. And if you were to say property tax is about 1% and home insurance is about about half of that, so we're saying 3,500. Let's say it's a 75 HOA, and then you can hit calculate. This will give you what your total mortgage payment is going to be. It'll break down what you're paying in interest and what you're paying in principal. It will just give you all this information, and it's all free. You don't have to sign up for anything. It's called mortgagecalculator.org, and it's super helpful. And if you're ever curious about what a payment for a house that you want to buy is going to be, just go to this mortgagecalculator.com and plug in the numbers and see what it says. At least that'll give you an idea. And if it looks agreeable and you need someone to help you, if you need someone to be an advocate for you as the buyer, don't use the listing agent as your agent. Use a buyer agent. I'm more than happy to help you out. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Anyway, I appreciate you guys checking this out. Make sure you take a look at mortgagecalculator.org. We'll see you next month for our August market update. And once again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel. It really does help the algorithm out. Make sure you click that notification bell so that you can be notified when I drop my next video. But until then, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Peace.